coming to you this Thursday, the 12th of June. Lots of powerful events planned for the weekend. The No King's Day. Let's look at a clip and we'll respond to it right after.
Are bracing for possible protests during this weekend's military parade in our nation's capital.
The so-called No King's Day protests are being planned nationwide. ABC's Perry Russum has the details.
This morning, tanks and armored vehicles now line some streets in the nation's capital, ready to roll for Saturday's military parade. Sources say mounted rocket launchers will be on display, along with 6,000 soldiers and a 50 aircraft flyover.
Saturday is going to be a big day in Washington, D.C.
Officials insist the parade is solely to mark the Army's 250th birthday, but the timing is hard to ignore. Saturday is also President Trump's 79th birthday. He has a warning for any protesters.
And if there's any protester wants to come out, they will be met with very big force.
One organizer of No King's Day, the president of the American Federation of Teachers, now responding to Trump's threat.
Donald Trump is a bully. And this is, and a lot of times what bullies do and what authoritarians do is they create fear because they are hopeful that in the language that they use, they want in the language that they use to basically bully you into submission, into basically being silent.
Well, No King's Day. Well, let's take it point by point. First of all, President Trump's birthday coincides with the anniversary of one of our most important cultural, political, and action institutions. Of course, those that would want to criticize President Trump and say it's all about him, well, they're going to say it's because of his birthday. I'm not in President Trump's head. It's about the military. And I have to tell you, as a person who's seen a lot of application of military force my entire life, I mean, I was conscious when the Bay of Pigs happened, going to the Vietnam War. I mean, Grenada, Gulf War I, Gulf War II. I mean, this kind of warring, Manuel Noriega. I mean, our military has been deployed and has been out there my entire life doing its thing. And I have to say, haven't seen that. And being very nonviolent and very anti-war. I'm still proud when I see my military members and my military hardware parading down the street. And let me take it a step farther. China has military parade every year, and they haven't had a war since they fought the Vietnamese in 1974. Maybe having a parade takes something from being a martial to a martial art, because a parade's an art. It's for fun. It's for show and tell. It takes a deadly force, and it could transform it to be something we're proud of, but something that we treat with the solemnity and the carefulness that handling deadly weapons requires. I think that's something to think about. But the final thing, Randy Weingarten. Randy Weingarten, the leader of the teachers. The leader of the teachers is somehow being interviewed as being very important to this No King's Day. Why would the leader of the teachers expose herself in this way? It seems to me to be going for broke, because this woman would stay in the background. She is the head of the union of the teachers that teach our children. So if the head of the teachers union is willing to come out and oppose President Trump, the military parade, in this way, she must be extraordinarily threatened. She must be scared. What is she scared of? Why is the head of the teachers union so afraid? I don't know, because the movement that I'm participating in is called the United States of America. Oh, let me refine it. The Republic of the United States of America, where we have a constitution that has granted all citizens unalienable rights, and the place where those rights come from, it's not government. It's a creator. It's a creator. Why would she oppose this idea? Now, I know she's not saying it directly, and she'd probably deny it if I asked her. But I'm going to tell you what I think she's opposing. I think she's opposing the philosophy of republicanism, which is on the upswing, in my opinion. We have a lot of citizens that are organizing around the idea of being sovereigns of their own lives, of taking responsibility for their own things and their own doings. This is a powerful idea about freedom. That's what I feel she's opposing. Now, I am editorializing, but certainly the leader of the teachers is a fundamental proponent of the post-World War II Democrat liberal order, which is precisely what President Trump is working overtime to overthrow. Yes, this is a cultural clash between republicanism. Well, I have to say republicanism is making a comeback because the post-World War II Democrat liberal order is called that because that's when it got entrenched and removed republicanism as the center of our political and philosophical life. This is a comeback. How long will it last? Will it be successful? Well, that's up to you and me. That's up to you and me. And you could be a leftist of my generation, and understand exactly what I'm saying when I say this is about human rights, this is about individual rights, this is about my freedom. And who is really taking away the freedom? I'm going to say this as a person who grew up in a very leftist environment. It seems to me like the ideals of the left that typified the 1960s, human rights, civil rights, women's rights, anti-war, all of these things now seem to me to be residing in the Republican movement that we call the American First Movement. Or I don't even think there's a name for it yet. And if that's the case for me, I'm just going to call it the Republic of the United States of America. So the teacher of the teachers, the head of the union, someone we all know has come out, is leading this No King's Day. I don't think Donald Trump is a king. I don't think he's trying to be the king. I think he's doing what he needs to do from his perspective. And anybody that wants to get on the other perspective and argue about these ideas so that we come up with a fundamentally better country, I think that's how our system works. So if you're watching me and you're a leftist, please don't be mad. I'm not looking to extinguish your voice. That is a psyop propaganda. I'm looking to listen to your voice to form a more perfect union. That's what we got to get back to. Let's drop the tribalism. Let's drop the name calling. Let's listen to each other and get out of this terrible spot we're in where we're $37 trillion in debt and on the verge of a nuclear war. I think we can all work together, all of us, to develop peace and prosperity for all American citizens. And I think everybody's voice is counting and is going to count.